Welcome to Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, with your host, Steve Garrett, lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 45 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. And be sure to visit the Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join our Corvette Today Facebook group there as well. Also, make sure you sign up for the Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at CorvetteToday.ck.page. Be sure to subscribe to our Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube as well. And be sure to patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of fellow Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvette. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com. C8 Corvettes. If you're a Corvette enthusiast, and I know you are since you're listening and watching Corvette Today, then you need to know about C8 Corvette. They're based in Atlantic City, where you can find over 100 new and pre-owned vets on the lot and inbound. C8 also ships Corvettes all over the country, custom ordered to your specifications. They're staffed with experienced pros who can answer all your questions. So don't compromise. Visit CiocaCorvette.com. That's CIOCCA Corvette.com and find out more. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. E5 Wheels. E5 Wheels is a passionate and dedicated wheel company that serves only Corvette. They make spun-forged wheels for your C8, C7, and C6 Corvette. With the best fitment in the industry, E5 Wheels ensures your wheels complement the aesthetics and functionality while optimizing the performance of your Corvette. Visit E5Wheels.com or call them at 305-964-7429. And a shout out to Corvette Forum, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. All right, here we go. It's time to bring you the latest Corvette news and headlines with my buddy Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Keith is with me every other week, and we keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. Keith, welcome back to the show. This week starts a very busy 2 weeks in the Corvette community. This week is Corvettes at Carlisle. Next week is the anniversary celebration at the National Corvette Museum.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting time. We'll be at both of those shows. We love them both. They're so different from each other. You go to Carlisle, it's that sprawling fairgrounds. You end up walking like 8 or 9 miles a day just to see everything. The week after, you have the very compacted at the Corvette Museum. We got the Hall of Fame celebration, which is very exciting. They've really done a great job there. So yeah, it's going to be a busy 2 weeks, but we're ready for it, Steve.
Yeah, I just got back last week from Kingston, Ontario. My buddy John Price and his wife Heather put on a fantastic show. I spoke up there. We had a great time. Thank you again for having me up there, you guys. I will be at Corvettes at Carlisle doing a seminar on Corvette Today at 1 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, so come by and see me. Well, Keith, let's get going. Let's get a Corvette production update from the Bowling Green Assembly Plant.
Yes, one of the things we wanted to watch when production started for the 2026 model year is if Chevy would kind of be doing that ramp up. They have a new interior they're installing. There's some new equipment there. So we've been wondering if they're going to do that. But the reporting has actually been a little bit off this week. So it's really been hard to get a clear picture of what's happening. But we can tell you that the Stingray has taken over the Z06 once again as the most produced model.
Wow.
So it's interesting to see how that all worked out. At the end of 2025, we just saw the Z06s being pumped out left and right. But for 2026, it looks like we're kind of going back to where we were initially. We'll see, but it's only been a couple weeks since we started. Here's our numbers of what we have so far. We have 929 Stingrays, 179 Z06s, 19 E-Rays, and 15 ZR1s.
How about that?
That's a total of 1,142 Corvettes already produced so far for 2026. But I also wanted to go back and look at the final numbers for 2025. These are unofficial. Again, we get these from Roger Keel's report. We're still waiting for the National Corvette Museum to come out with the official numbers for 2025. But what we're seeing from Roger's reports was 13,612 Stingrays, 8,835 Z06s, 3,130 E-Rays, and a grand total of 110 ZR1s. That's a really healthy total. That's 25,687 units produced for 2025. And then, like I said, we'll probably see that number change a little bit as Chevy puts in their CTFs and other cars, and we get that real number. But again, 25,687 is what we're showing for 2025.
Okay, that sounds good. And to piggyback off on that, we understand that 2026 production actually started a little earlier than planned, didn't it?
Yeah, and Chevy's usually pretty good at this stuff, but we've heard of them starting earlier, but they actually started like 2 days early. According to a Chevy dealer memo that came back in April, 2025 was supposed to end on August 1st. So it was a bit of a surprise to hear that the 2026 is actually started on the Wednesday, July 30th. That early start was confirmed by a member of the Mid-Engine Corvette Forum who said his 2026 Stingray VIN 10 was completed on Thursday, July 31st, which means his car would have started down the line the day before. We had a number of cars that were built those first couple of days there. And again, new interior. So we're excited to see what is coming with all that.
I do like the new interior, buddy. That looks awesome. I'd like to have a 2026 with that new 3-screen display.
You know, I can't help but to look at my 2025 and I see that area where that third screen was added on the very left. And I'm like, wow, there is quite a bit of real estate over there for an additional screen.
Yeah.
But I love my 2025. I'm keeping it, but it's always fun to see new stuff come.
Maybe they can retrofit that.
No, don't even go there.
No. Also, we did have constraint report coming out for the August 2025 Corvette ordering.
Yeah, so right now we're wrapping up the order cycle for August. It started last Thursday, ends on Tuesday. GM, of course, sent the dealers the following constraints. These first constraints, they're available in limited numbers. So for Stingray, again, it's the Q9i, the gloss black 20-spoke wheels. Those are available but limited. And then, of course, for Z06, it's the carbon fiber aero packages, whether it's visible carbon fiber or the carbon flash. There's numbers there. They're low, but they are some available. So hopefully your dealer was one of the chosen ones that got picked there. We did actually have two constraints that are 100%, meaning that they're not available. We got the new electrochromatic removable roof panel. Unfortunately, that can't be ordered yet. And then new for 2026 is GT1 seats in jet black with custom stitching. Those seats aren't yet available, hopefully soon. We did see a couple things that were on constraint last time are now available, including that 3-stanchion rear spoiler for the Z-Ray and the Z06.
Good.
Well, and of course, Blade Silver is available across the board as well. Other than a couple things there, it looks like same as always.
That's good. Let's talk about the World Domination Tour, Keith. I know that Corvette is now available in Singapore. That's cool.
Yeah, it's the latest market for Chevy's award-winning sports car. They are getting the right-hand drive version of the C8s. It's actually the first time that Corvette has been offered for sale by Chevrolet in the country. We had GM Executive Vice President of Global Markets, Rory Harvey, was there for the launch. It's starting with the Stingray, but it sounds like other variants are expected, which we believe will be the E-Ray and the Z06. In Singapore, we've got one of the C8 racing teams there. The Z06 GT3Rs is based out of there. There seems to be a lot of passion for the Stingray, so pretty exciting stuff.
Good to hear. Also, the Corvette is going to be offered in South Africa with Stingray and Z06.
Yeah, again, another part of the World Domination Tour, although this one's a little bit different because Chevrolet doesn't have an actual presence in the country. In fact, they haven't been in country since 2017. So these cars are actually right-hand drive models that are going to be imported by a company called CVH Auto Group out of Johannesburg. They do like Maseratis and some other cars that they import.
Okay.
They are actually going to be doing these factory-built right-hand drive cars, fully homologated for South African roads. As you mentioned, yeah, Z06 will eventually be part of the offerings. They're going to be reserved for special orders only. And then pricing for the Stingray starts at about $207,000 American dollars.
It's good to hear the World Domination Tour is still alive and well, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad to see it. And again, some surprising countries are continue to add this car.
Yeah.
I did not expect South Africa on my bingo card this week.
No, neither did I. That's all good, though. Let's talk about Bowling Green for just a minute. I know that we had more Corvettes stolen again at the assembly plant. What's going on? Do we need to do security work there?
Yeah, I think we need some alligators and some electric fences and maybe some machine gun turrets. I don't know, dude. So over the weekend, we had another attempted heist of new Corvettes at the Corvette assembly plant. This time, the car thieves targeted the theft of 2 new Corvette ZR1s. They were valued at $230,000 each. And thankfully, both cars were recovered, but not before one of them led police on a multi-state chase with speeds reaching up to 180 miles per hour during the pursuit.
Wow.
We got a little bit more into the story here. The 2 thieves stuck onto the property, located 2 ZR1s in the white shipping wrappers. The key fobs are in the car because they're getting ready to be shipped. And the news report says the thieves simply just drove away following a delivery truck through the main gate. The cars were then driven over to a parking garage on Western Kentucky University, and that's where we assumed the white shipping wrappers were removed. But the Corvettes were spotted there, and police responded, and they split up. The white ZR1 was spotted, and Bowling Green police were able to hit it with a spike strip. That car was soon found parked and empty as the suspect fled the scene. And Steve, he might have gotten away with it, but nobody said these guys were smart. Supposedly, after stealing this car and getting away with it, he flagged down a Bowling Green police officer to ask for help in charging his cell phone. After police started asking several questions to him and he started being evasive, they realized that he was their suspect and he was taken into custody.
Is this where we insert the phrase, you can't fix stupid?
You can't fix stupid. So the other Corvette was an orange ZR1. It led police on a pursuit with speeds up to 180 miles an hour, which, again, you got to think, this car was in its break-in period, under 500 miles, and was still able to reach 180 miles an hour.
Right.
It was found several hours later in southern Indiana where it had been abandoned. The big question, though, is the guy they caught is a 20-year-old from Detroit named Gadron Cook. So police are now thinking that this heist is wondering if it's connected to the previous attempt back in March. 8 Corvettes were driven through that hole in the fence back in March, all at once, and they believe that there was 8 or 9 people that were part of that. But they only caught 2 of them, and both of those guys they caught were also from Detroit. So there could be a connection there. There's a famous bank robber who back in the day said the reason why he robbed banks was because that's where the money is. And again, staying with assembly plants and dealerships, that's where the cars are, and thieves are going to continue to try to hit these places until you really make it impossible for them to do so. Great job by the police in Bowling Green to be able to get both these cars back. Unfortunately for the owners of these cars, the buyers, they're probably going to end up being scrapped. Who's going to want those cars after driving multi-states on a police chase?
Yeah.
Really need to tighten up security.
Our final story, Keith, in the news section, we got pricing finally for the ZR1X and also the Quail Edition, didn't we?
Yeah, that was some big news that came out. They gave us not only the prices, which we were waiting for, but the announcement of this limited edition model as well. What we've got here is the 1LZ Coupe is going to start at $207,395, and then the 3LZ Coupe for the ZR1X will start with an MSRP of $218,395. Luckily, they make them also in convertible, so the convertible 1LZ will start at $217,395, and then the 3LZ convertible ZR1X is going to start at $228,395, and that includes the $1,995 mandatory delivery fee. Also, GM says that the ZR1X will be available at the end of 2025. Not sure if that means ordering or deliveries, but it sounds like within the next few months, we'll really understand when these cars are coming. The exciting thing here is that they've also introduced what they call the Quail Silver Limited Edition model. It's the Corvette's first matte production exterior based on blade silver, but it's blade silver matte. Chevy says the color was sort of inspired by that Inca silver exterior back in the 1957 Corvettes. Those were all the different kinds of paints and different kinds of finishes back then. This matte finish looks really good. And it's actually going to be introduced during Monterey Car Week last week at the Quail, which is a motorsports gathering. I guess that's how they got its name, as the Quail. The new Quail limited edition will feature a sky cool and medium ash gray interior with a habanero accents, which is one of the new interior color schemes on all 2026 Corvette models. You also have the orange painted calipers, black exhaust tips, and carbon flash painted mirrors. And then each has a limited edition plaque with the waterfall speaker there. And each build is identified by its build number. And Steve, to tell you how limited these are, they only show the example with 2 digits.
Ooh.
I don't think they're going to be making a whole bunch of these, but this model is actually going to start at 240 some. So it's going to be up there.
Wow. That should be interesting to see how that pans out. All right, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, it's Corvette Racing and Corvette Rumors. That's on deck next, here at Corvette Today.
Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome is the buzz of the Corvette community. But now, Wheelcraft is proud to announce they can now do custom finishes for your OEM wheels, including the bronze wheel color option. and you still get the Wheelcraft 5-year warranty on all wheels. Wheelcraft offers factory wheel exchanges for C4 through C8 Corvettes, or they can apply the PVD chrome finish to your current wheels. Buying a new Corvette? Wheelcraft will work with your Chevrolet dealership to get your PVD chrome wheels there on time. You can drive away with your new wheels already installed. Doing an R8C delivery at the National Corvette Museum? Wheelcraft has partnered with the NCM Motorsports Park to do wheel exchanges once your R8C delivery is completed. You'll drive home from the NCM with your new Wheelcraft wheels. Plus, you still get free lifetime access to the Wheelcraft pit crew. So visit wheelcraft.com or call them at 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The National Corvette Restorer Society is a proud sponsor of Corvette Today. Are you already an NCRS member? If not, you should consider joining, and here's why. The NCRS means community. We're a community of individuals who love the Corvette hobby and enjoy the fellowship that NCRS provides. We have NCRS chapters throughout the U.S. and Canada where members can meet monthly and share in the enjoyment of the Corvette with like-minded people. NCRS means excellence. NCRS trains some of the best and most educated judges and informed owners in the car collector world. NCRS means inclusion. Owners of both classic and new Corvettes are welcome. We offer flight and concourse judging for 53 through 07 model years and sportsman awards for Corvettes ranging from 53 through 2025. NCRS means leadership. With over 10,000 members, NCRS researches, writes, publishes, and distributes tech manuals and judging guides for the 53 through 07 Corvettes. No other Corvette organization does this, and they're available for purchase. Members also receive the bi-monthly and award-winning Restore magazine and Driveline magazine throughout the year. We also host an extensive technical discussion board at ncrs.org. Finally, NCRS means value. Many of our prestigious awards can and often do increase the value of the cars that achieve our awards. Whether you own a 53 Corvette or the latest 25 model, the NCRS has a place for you. Check us out at ncrs.org.
Hi, I'm Mark Falter, host of the Retirement Income Hour podcast and Corvette enthusiast. I know when I bought my Z06, I was thinking two things. These cars are fabulous, and wow, are they expensive. Owning a Corvette isn't just about driving fast, it's about living life in the fast lane. But are your finances keeping up? On my podcast, I make wealth management as smooth as your Corvette on the open road. Whether it's planning your retirement, building your investments, or how to get enough income from your retirement to pay for your Corvette vision, I got you covered. Search the Retirement Income Hour podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and let's shift your finances into overdrive. I'll see you on the open road financially and literally.
Investment advisory services offered through Mid-American Wealth Advisory Group, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm.
Stretch the life of your Corvette's paint with Nova Stretch, the performance protective cover. From bugs to rock chips, Nova Stretch covers protect your Corvette, utilizing stretch fabric technology and an innovative fastening system for quick installation and easy removal and storage. Made in the USA for a tailored fit, the patented design and breathable mesh protects your Corvette without rubbing or chafing the paint like traditional covers. And unlike clear film or old-time car bras, Nova Stretch provides full front-end coverage including the grille, keeping radiators and heat exchangers clean and debris-free. Visit novastretch.com and use the code CORVETTE15 to get 15% off your order. Protect your Corvette with Nova Stretch.
I'm Harlan Charles, and you're listening and watching Corvette Today with Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Wheelcraft carries all the latest factory wheel designs for the C8 Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray, plus popular wheel designs from previous generations. Now, along with bright chrome and black chrome, Wheelcraft now offers bronze and custom colors at half the cost of OEM. So visit wheelcraft.com today or just give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy Keith Cornett from Corvette Blogger. Every other week, we keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. In segment 2, we always cover Corvette racing and Corvette rumors. Keith, let's start with Corvette racing at Road America.
Yeah, so we went into Road America with the number 3 Corvette actually leading the championship standings in GTD Pro. They finished in 4th place at Road America, but they still have the lead, which is good news. The number 4 Corvette actually had a little bit more of an interesting day. They got roughed up quite a bit by a number of GTD Pro competitors. And in fact, the car was knocked out of the race after contact with the number 9 Lamborghini, which resulted in heavy front end damage with about 15 minutes left in the race. Not too good there, but Corvette is still leading the standings, and there are only 2 races to go. Our next race for the IMSA team is this weekend at Virginia International Raceway. And then again, the WEC Corvette team will be headed to the Circuit of Americas for the Lone Star Le Mans on September 7th. They've got 2 dates left as well there. So we're getting towards the end of the season, but both Corvettes are doing good.
That's awesome. In the rumors category, Keith, there's a guy named Misha, and he says a professional driver could have gone 10 seconds faster in setting the records with the ZR1 and the ZR1X. Now, last week we had all 3 drivers on Corvette Today, which is really a first for anybody. But you know what? Those times are really pretty good. Do you think Misha is right?
You know, I have a hard time agreeing with him, although I agree somewhat. You know, so Misha is a track enthusiast. He's driven the Z06 over there. He's done a number of cars, so we give him sort of the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what his fastest time is there. I don't know what the fastest car he's done there. So what makes him an expert is the fact that he says he's an expert. So that's what we know about Misha.
Okay.
10 seconds is a lot of time, but he does make the case that perhaps ZR1 driver Brian Wallace was a little cautious here and there around his lap on the Nurburgring. He says that he didn't use the curbing on entry or exits, and that cost him extra time on the straights, so he didn't get his exits out quick enough. And he actually shows examples of that from the lap video. But you know what Misha is really saying when he's saying a pro driver could do it faster? He's saying that, quote, a pro driver who doesn't care about crashing the car would be probably 10 seconds faster than these guys. Of course, these guys are GM drivers. They're very experienced with the car, the dynamics of how they handle. And of course, they set 5-lap records across the United States in these cars. So 10 seconds is quite a bit of time. Of course, yeah, if you had no desire of ending up with a car that actually is functioning at the end of the race, perhaps you could do it a lot faster, but there is that balance between control and being reckless. I think that the GM drivers were probably a little bit more on the controlled side. Will there be opportunities to see this lap time improve? Hard to say. Just depends on what happens in the future, but I think that the times we got, we should be happy with them. You know, we're ranked 5th and 7th now on the all-time list.
Right.
We're the fastest American cars with 2 of those cars, so there's a lot of positives to say we're happy with what we got. Let's keep it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Also in the rumors category, there's a show called the Troy Traffic Jam, and it's rumored that a Roswell Green ZR1X is going to be there. Now, I've never heard of the Troy Traffic Jam show. What is all that?
Last week in the Detroit area was, of course, the Dream Cruise. Generally leading up to Dream Cruise, weeks in advance, there's always these shows everywhere. There's the Flint Show. Troy, Michigan is a suburb of Detroit, north of Detroit there. What they did was they actually had a bunch of cars out there. This Roswell Green ZR1X was actually parked right next to a Mustang GTD.
Wow.
Must have made for some interesting conversations there. Vehicle Chief Engineer Josh Holder was there, as well as Nurburgring driver Drew Cattell. They were there to give a tech talk on the new ZR1X. They had that Roswell Green show car there on display, and one of the spectators there did a walk around of the car, showed it all off. Pretty cool stuff there. We didn't actually get any of the seminar from Josh and Drew, but we hope to hear from them at Corvettes of Carlisle. We know Josh is going to be there. I don't believe Drew will be there, but we do know a ZR1X will be at Carlisle, so that's going to be exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. And this is really cool, too. I want to talk to the Callaway people this week at Carlisle. Callaway and Holley are going to be teaming up to launch performance packages for Corvette and other GM vehicles. Give me the details on that.
Yeah, this is real interesting. They didn't really go into a lot about what the packages are, only that they're jointly developed. But what is really interesting is that apparently Callaway is going to be opening a performance center alongside the existing Holley operations in Bowling Green. They're going to be focusing on the Corvette and other GM vehicles like some of the trucks, Silverados, GMC stuff. And this new facility actually aims to increase Callaway production capacity as well. They have the 2 locations, Connecticut and California. So this will be their 3rd location there. They're already collaborating on a joint project, and we're excited to hear more about it. We don't have any offerings yet on what exactly the performance packages will be, but exciting stuff to see these 2 stalwarts joining forces and then offering some great performance for Corvette people. We're excited about this partnership.
Me too. I can't wait. This will be interesting. All right, buddy, let's take our final break. When we come back, it's the fun side of Corvette. It's on deck here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Hey, Corvette lovers, this is Brian Sarr from IntelliSense Family Office. You've formerly known us as True Wealth and Company. First off, a huge congratulations to Steve Garrett on celebrating 6 amazing years of Corvette Today. We've been proud sponsors every mile of the way. You know the thrill and drive and the pride of ownership, but here's the big question. Do you have the same confidence in managing your wealth? At IntelliSense Family Office, we specialize in helping high net worth individuals like you protect, grow, and enjoy their wealth. Whether you're a successful entrepreneur, a professional athlete, or someone who's worked hard to achieve your financial goals, we've got you covered with personalized expert advice. We understand the unique challenges you face and the dreams you have for the future. From advanced tax planning to succession planning, we provide comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Our goal? To give you peace of mind so you can focus on what you love. Ready to take your financial management to the next level? Visit IntelliSense.com or reach out to us today at 913-653-8783. Let's drive your financial success together. I'm Brian Sarf, and I look forward to helping you live the dream. Save the wave and see you on the road. Investment advisory services offered through IntelliSense Investment Solutions Incorporated, an SEC registered investment advisor.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Rev up your ride with the ultimate upgrade. The Radiator Grill Store is your go-to destination for top-notch C8 Corvette Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray accessories. Elevate your style with custom-painted engine bay covers, sleek front splitters, and side skirts that scream sophistication. Keep your C8 protected with premium Radiator Grill screens. Stand out from the crowd at car shows and beyond. Use code CT10 for an exclusive 10% discount off your total purchase at RadiatorGrillStore.com. Don't miss out on turning heads. Upgrade your Corvette today.
Hi, this is Kirk Benyon, and you're listening and watching Corvette Today with Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Wheelcraft carries all the latest factory wheel designs for the C8 Stingray, Z06, and E-Ray, plus popular wheel designs from previous generations. Now, along with bright chrome and black chrome, Wheelcraft now offers bronze and custom colors at half the cost of OEM. So visit wheelcraft.com today or just give them a call. 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Keith Cornett from Corvette Blogger. If you want a deeper dive into any of the stories that Keith and I cover on this show, you can always go to CorvetteBlogger.com. In this final segment, we always cover the fun side of Corvette, and Keith, I love this first story. Now that we set the records at the Nurburgring for the fastest American cars, Ford CEO Jim Farley said to Corvette, "Congratulations, game on." I love this. This is great competition.
It really is. This is a rivalry between Ford and Chevrolet. It really goes back to the early days of the automobile, but it's also one of these friendly things that goes on between enthusiasts of Fords and enthusiasts of Chevrolet. The two companies have one-upped each other at various times over the years. This was just our time. You know, Ford was the top American car at the Nurburgring, and now two Corvette models have successfully taken that crown as the fastest American cars on the German track. So it was really cool to see Jim Farley respond on the Chevrolet Instagram post saying, "Congrats to the Corvette team, game on." Some of the rumors are that the Mustang GTD might be going back to the ring for some additional lap times and see what they can do.
Yep.
That would open the door and say they go ahead and get that American record. Would that send Chevrolet back to the Nürburgring once again? Maybe with some pro drivers? Hard to say, but I think it'd be pretty cool to see this rivalry continue to heat up. It's just fun when this happens. It's no fun being in second place, but it's fun taking the crown. So hats off to Jim Farley at Ford for that classy response. This is a good thing.
All I can say is stay tuned. That'll be cool. Keith, I don't know how I feel about this next story. So we had a Chevrolet dealership that had customers coming in. They've got a ZR1. They wanted MSRP, but they've got customers coming in offering more than MSRP, and it's kind of like a bidding war now. What's going on with that?
So this is a Chevrolet dealer named Jim Trineri Chevrolet of O'Fallon, Missouri. They had a 2025 Corvette ZR1 with the carbon fiber aero package, and they're selling it at MSRP. You have to believe them. However, they've got these crazy customers that won't stop bidding for the car, and now for the car they're selling at MSRP, the current bid is now $410,000.
Oh my gosh.
The only fair way for them to settle this is to sell the car for who is ever willing to pay the most, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You got to feel bad for them. They just wanted to sell it at MSRP, but if not for these customers, they would have done that. I kind of give them a hats off to them for being a little bit more creative than just saying we're selling this car and we're taking bids for it, you know? We got customers that keep bidding on it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, if you're going to sell the car at MSRP, the first guy that walks in the door and gives you MSRP, sell the damn car.
That's how it should happen, but, you know, maybe they wanted to see this bidding take place, of course, and $410,000, they should probably just cap it right there and sell it and be happy with that.
And, of course, the other story is why are they giving a dealership stock orders when you got people that have put money down for a ZR1 or a ZR1X, and those guys should be in line first, you know?
Not only that, but when you did stock orders and then you found out that you couldn't build all the 2025, so you had to move some of those to 2026s.
Yeah.
Those stock orders should have been the first ones to go.
Absolutely right.
And not customer orders that got bumped. It should be stock orders that got bumped. But
yeah,
Chevrolet doing their thing. So
all right. Hey, we finally saw what the thank you gift is for the ZR1 owners. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not just a speed shape model. Of course, every C8 owner's been getting their own speed shape model, which is the convertible body style of your car and the color of it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, my car I picked up last November, I still have not gotten my speed shape yet for the E-Ray, but I've been told it's coming, so we'll be excited there. So when you buy a new ZR1, not only do you get the speed shape model, you also get the benefit of all ZR1 buyers will have the free opportunity to take part of the Ron Fellows Corvette ZR1 driving school outside of Las Vegas.
Right.
So you get that. Every other C8 driver, if they want to go to the school, they have to pay $1,000 for. So that's a nice little bonus right there. But then you also get an email with the complimentary premium gift from CorvetteOwnerGift.com website. When you buy the ZR1, Chevy's going to send you a code and you can go in there. They have a choice of leather bag or a zip tote leather bag. They have this golf travel collection, which is really nice. Or you can select a leather Corvette jacket with Pilati Corvette racing shoes.
Yeah.
Cool stuff there. I would have a hard time deciding what to pick, but it's cool that they're doing this. And of course, these are $200,000 sports cars, so they're trying to make it a little bit more special. Nice little gifts there for people that are buying the ZR1s. We're assuming that ZR1X will have some similar as well.
Yeah, I saw the leather jacket. I thought that was pretty darn cool. Buddy, our final story is a 1957 Spirit Azura racer is on display at the Saratoga Auto Museum. That looked really, really cool.
Yeah, this is cool. And the backstory is really interesting. So one of the team owners here, his name's Marty Shore. And Marty was one of the guys behind Motion Performance. So Joel Motion of Motion Performance and the Baldwin Motion cars up in New York back in the day were building high-performance cars. Marty was the PR guy for him. And actually, he was one of the guys that helped start Vette magazine. So now, years later, he's all retired. He's down in Sarasota. And he's teamed up with another guy who has a 57 Fuelie. And they were going to go racing with it. They were going to do a 1,000-mile race over in Italy.
Mille Emilia.
There's a historic version of that race that they run every year in Italy. And to qualify for it, you actually have to do a tune-up race. They were unable to do the tune-up race last year because of the hurricanes down here in Florida. So they're planning to go this year and then run the Italy race next year after they do the tune-up. So they've got this Spirit of Zora fuel-injected car. They've got it on display right now at the Saratoga Automotive Museum as part of an exhibit up there called Speed Style Legacy, the Corvette Story. What's really interesting is they've got some other cars from the GM Heritage Center that are also on display. They got the 61 Mako Shark. They got the number 63, number 4 Grand Sport, which is actually on loan for the Revs Institute down in Naples, Florida. They've got a 69 Manta Ray, a 72 Reynolds aluminum mid-engine Corvette, 78 Indy 500 pace car, and then they got a couple more racers, a Daytona prototype from 2012 and a 2014 C7R race car. Cool to see these cars out there. I've known Marty for a little bit now. He wrote a book on his time at Baldwin Motion, doing all that stuff. It's a fantastic book. So whenever he pops up with stuff, I love covering it for him. And again, pretty cool to see this red 57 Fuelie surrounded by all these GM Heritage cars. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah, definitely a cool picture for sure. Keith, before we go, I almost forgot. The ZR1X is at the Quail, and Chevrolet has released 2 concept cars. They're at the show last Friday.
Yeah, this came as a surprise, although they did list that there was going to be some sort of concept shown in that ZR1X Quail Silver limited edition promo that they did. So this must be it, but there's actually two of them. So they call it the Corvette CX and the Corvette CX.R Vision Gran Turismo Racer.
Ooh.
Once again, these are concepts that are not intended for production, according to Chevy, but it's something that they did as part of this global design exercise from their advanced design studios. You know, we just had that California concept from Pasadena. We had that other C9, C10 style concept that came out of the UK.
Right.
And now we've got this one, which comes from the Chevrolet Performance Studio in Warren, Michigan. So what we have here are basically two different versions of the CX concept. The CX concept for the street is this all-wheel drive electric. There's 4 motors in the car with one mounted on each wheel and provides more than 2,000 horsepower, Steve. I think that'll be enough for you.
Yep.
It also features 4-wheel drive torque vectoring for maximum grip and cornering. And then the EV's got a 90 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery mounted to the chassis.
Wow.
The big difference between that one and the racing version is the racing version is a hybrid. So it's got the 2 motors up front. It's got a third motor attached to the gearbox, and then it's powered by a 2-liter V8 mounted in the back. It makes up to 15,000 RPMs. So they call it a really high revving car there. It's also got the yellow and black livery that really looks like a Corvette racing design. And then it's also got some other weird things on it, Steve. I got to tell you this thing here. It's got this concept. Remember the Chaparrals back in the 60s that had the vacuums that would suck down on the pavement?
Yeah.
This concept had something similar. They call it the vacuum fan system. It draws air through the bodywork, and then it creates this massive downforce. And then, of course, you've got active aero on both sides, and the rear aero goes really high. Pretty cool stuff. You know, it's got a front canopy that kind of lifts forward as a hinge. So if this was a real car, like if you were walking up to it, like the car would unlock, that's how it would open and you'd get into it.
Huh.
And the interior is space age as well. We've got plenty of pictures. I know you're going to be showing stuff on your YouTube, but you didn't really see the CXR and the CX coming, but these are really cool designs. And again, I think Chevy's kind of, with these advanced design projects, are really showing what can be done in the future with these cars. It's kind of exciting to see these because, you know, we haven't had concepts in quite a while.
Yeah, I love them. They look really, really good. Well, buddy, that's it. Thanks for being back on Corvette Today. Look for Keith and me at Corvettes at Carlisle this week, and look for Keith at the anniversary celebration at the museum.
Yeah, and let me tell you how it's going to be, Steve. People are going to walk up to me. You know, I'm celebrating 20 years of being the blogger. My anniversary date is August 22nd, which is the kickoff for Carlisle, and people are going to come up and tell me how much they love to hear me on Corvette Today.
That's awesome. Thanks, buddy.
I'll take it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We'll see you soon, Steve.
Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today. And be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today show. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Ciocca Corvette at CIOCCA Corvette.com.
Claims that these two
E5
concepts
Wheels
aren't just
at
like
E5Wheels.com.
inspirational, props
at
to put there on stage.
Intellisense.com.
They've
Also,
actually
Aerolarri
worked with
Wheels.
Chevrolet
Get $100
Performance
off your
engineers and the
purchase
design team
with the
to create
promo code
blueprints for the chassis
CT111
drivetrain
at
and all the aerodynamic
Aerolarri.com.
features
Mark
as
Falter
well.
with the
And now they're
Retirement
working
Income Hour
also
podcast.
with a
And
subsidiary of
Hendrick
Sony
Chevrolet in Kansas
Interactive
City at
that you will actually be able to
ChevyUSA.com.
drive these cars.
Thanks
in
for
Gran
checking out
Turismo 7
Corvette
later this
Today
month.
on podcast
So,
and YouTube.
that's real cool as
If
well.
you'd like to contact Steve with ideas for Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com.
And you can
Garrett has
download
2
that and
R's
grab that
and
as well.
2
That
T's.
actually came out
That's
before the car did, I think, so people are pretty excited about it.
stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Also, sign up for email notifications at corvettetoday.ck.page. Follow Steve and the show on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads at Steve Garrett DJ. Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today.